The internet is full of people telling you what you need to do to grow a business, what sort of habits you need to have, how you need to go into monk mode, how you should get up at 6 a.m., take cold showers, make your bed, read, and all of a sudden you'll have $1 million business. I thought about it for a while and I was like, well, I've grown 5 companies to 8, 7, and 6 figures, and why aren't these people talking about the actual thing that you need in business? So if you think about meditating and getting up at 6 o'clock and cold showers as things that'll give you a pretty decent shot at trying to start a business, if you don't have these 3 things, they guarantee your business will never make it beyond $10,000 a month. And that's what I'm about to share with you. Let's go. So the first one is how you handle boredom. So most business owners, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants that I come across who are above the $5,000 mark have figured out what service they provide, how much they should charge for it, who should they sell to, so on and so forth. And now it's a matter of rinse and repeat and keep doing the process until it works like clockwork and starts making you more money. And then comes in boredom. I'm sick of creating the same sort of content. I want to do something different today. The way anyone who goes above $10,000 a month, the way they handle boredom is very different from the way a beginner or a rookie or someone who's starting out handles boredom. So I'll give you 2 examples. I met a person who's struggling to get beyond $2,000 a month. This person is in the e-learning, transformation, personal development space, and this person works very hard. And I spoke to this person and he said, look, I'm having these problems. I don't know how to raise my price. I gave him the tools and equipment and sent him on his merry way. A month later, I connect to this person and I'm like, dude, how are things going? Have you doubled or tripled your revenue? And he's like, well, I started a new YouTube channel. I was like, okay, how's that going to make you money? This person had no idea. Another person who works with me who helps men integrate parts of themselves was at 0. He's now at about $30,000 per month. And the way he handled boredom was doing more of what he knew worked, but didn't like doing because it wasn't novel. It wasn't fancy. The thing about him is the consistency to do the most boring things of his business that he knows are guaranteed to work. Things like putting out content, things like taking his sales calls, doing outreach, getting new leads for his business, because these are the only 3 things that you basically need. And he did them consistently again and again and again, repetitively, and he kept making the money. So how you handle boredom or distraction speaks volumes about your ability to grow something that's boring but makes money. The second superpower is one that a lot of people struggle with. And I call this the ability to zoom in and zoom out. And let me give you an example. One of my clients was doing $30,000 plus in sales every single month. And he came to me and he said, yeah, I have a sales problem. I was like, really? But you did just 30,000? He says, no, I didn't do 30,000 sales. I had 26,000 worth of refunds. So my sales are actually $30,000 minus $26,000. My sales are only $4,000. And so I have a sales problem. I need sales training. I was like, stop. You don't need sales training. Did you sell to those people? Did you get $30,000 in terms of contracted value, meaning they signed a contract to work with you? It's like, yes, I did. Then what happened? Then they asked for refunds because they didn't like this or they didn't like that. I said, well, then you don't have a sales problem. You have a post-purchase dissonance problem or a stickiness problem. There's nothing in your process to keep them around. And so they either lose interest or they have second thoughts and they leave. Now, the post-purchase dissonance problems is a very easy problem to fix. A sales problem is a harder problem to fix. But because he zoomed in so much and he was emotionally involved with the refunds, he lost sight of the bigger picture. And I told him, brother, zoom out. Look at the big process. It's a lead acquisition, nurturing the leads, selling to them. And you've done all 3. It's just refunds, which is service delivery. We can fix that easily. Zooming out is a bird's eye view of your business. And now sometimes you have a zooming in problem. So a lot of people have been given big picture and they've been told as long as you put out content consistently, people will buy from you. That's not the case. You need to zoom into your content. What platform is your content on? Is it reels? Is it written pictures? What is it? What's the message you're giving in your content? What's the hook look like? What's the body of your content? And so most people will have a natural tendency to either zoom out too much or zoom in too much. So when I teach people how to create content, for example, I tell them we create content like an influencer, meaning we take interest, we make sure the content has the right message, but we measure content like an entrepreneur, meaning we don't get hooked on the vanity metrics of how many likes, comments, subscribes did I get, but instead we see how much money did it make, how many people saw that piece of content and reached out to us to book a call with us. Those are the things that are important for an entrepreneur. And in terms of what's important for an entrepreneur brings us to the third point, knowing what to delegate and knowing when to delegate. So I, in my program, don't allow people to hire or delegate before they're beyond $10,000 a month. And I tell them you need to have a good handle on all 4 aspects of your business, which is lead acquisition, nurturing, sales, and service delivery or fulfillment before you outsource and delegate any of it. And the biggest problem I see people making is that they end up outsourcing or delegating one of the vital parts of their business. I see a lot of people struggling at $3,000, $5,000 outsourcing lead acquisition, meaning where they get clients and customers from. And they end up getting the worst clients and customers who are never going to buy from them. Other people outsource their marketing because they don't want to understand marketing, so they get someone else to do marketing for them. Worst case scenario, the person doing the marketing doesn't understand. Best case scenario, the marketing works, and the day the marketing person or agency leaves or goes on holiday or stops working with this person, they're back to square one because they never bothered to learn how to market. Yet other people outsource selling, which for the life of me escapes me. No one can sell your product or your service better than you can. And one of my coaches told me, Yaya, you never ever outsource the lifeblood of your business until you're in excess of opportunity, meaning you're making so much money that you can afford to lose some money. And so there's some people who are control freaks who will control everything and they do everything themselves, and they start crashing and burning around the $10,000 mark. They're the ones who need to start delegating, and start delegating first with admin tasks. That's why I've delegated a lot of my admin stuff to other people who manage it for me, which is why I don't check my messages. My time is better spent serving you, creating content like this, serving my clients, serving my community, doing my sales. So if you don't learn when to delegate and what to delegate, it's going to be very difficult for you to scale beyond $10,000 a month. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know which lesson did you find the most helpful. I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.